Hi, I'm Dr. Randy Kamen. Welcome to Strategies to Spark Your Week. Today, I'm going to be talking about some strategies for juggling multiple demands, especially when in the throes of caring for an ailing parent. I will be giving an example from a patient that I worked with a couple of years ago. For Christine, the question about caregiving first arose after her children left home and her mother suddenly needed her help. She said, "I know this sounds selfish, but I really wanted this time for myself and my husband and to travel and to just enjoy life. Who knows for how long these dreams are now going to be put on hold?" Christine asked repeatedly, "How do I adjust to my empty nest and the demands of an aging parent and still find time to care for myself and my husband, Louis?" Many adult children feel like they don't have the time or energy to care for their own needs during this challenging period. However, self-care, support, mindfulness strategies are all crucial to successfully navigate through this complicated time of life. Christine continued to need support as she struggled to reconcile her own needs and the responsibilities involved with her ailing mother. There were medical and legal issues around the sale of her mother's home, and of course, the end-of-life conversation that never did take place. Christine's mother figured that she still had lots of time, and then came the Alzheimer's diagnosis and a rapid downward spiral. With her sister in New York, most of these details were left up to Christine, who lived in Boston. Several months into our work together, she arrived for her usual session shortly after a visit with her mother. She was unusually agitated and blurted out, "I don't know what to say or how to feel. I can't take the vacant eyes, the confusion, the disappearance of my once vibrant mother. Her body is here, but she is gone. I can't stand seeing her like this. I know this is horrible to say, and I would never say this to anyone else, but sometimes I wish my mother would just die." Christine gasped, shaking her head at the words that just came from her mouth. "What kind of a monster am I?" she whispered. My heart broke for her pain and for the conflict she shared with such honesty and vulnerability. People who reveal the often secret wish that their ailing parent would die are expressing the thoughts of many caregivers. These are good, decent people who love their failing elder, but who also feel overwhelmed and under-equipped to manage the complexities of their loved one's care, but who also feel overwhelmed and under-equipped to manage the complexities of their loved one's care. It's not unusual for caregivers to become depressed or burnt out juggling so many conflicting responsibilities. Silence filled the office. Christine's eyes welled with tears, and she covered her face in shame. "I didn't mean that. It's just so hard, and there's no hope." I reminded Christine that it's okay to feel whatever it is she was feeling. Having these thoughts does not make you a bad person. Witnessing your mother's deterioration is scary and emotionally and physically exhausting. Both you and your husband had such high expectations for this time in your life. Your mother's illness has kept you tethered to her with no end in sight. Your life feels like it's not your own. But that said, you can still choose to take charge of the way you lead your life, even during this difficult time. It's important for you to continue to care for your mother, but also to carve out time for yourself. Think about how you can spend at least 1 hour a day taking care of yourself in ways that are pleasurable or meaningful to you. You'll feel like you're getting something, even if it's not exactly as you had wished. You do not have to wait for your mother to be gone to start taking care of yourself. Perhaps you can occasionally skip a day of visiting your mom and consider taking walks or going out to dinner, sign up for a class with a friend, or a daily trip, or do something that would simply feel relaxing. This nonstop work is beginning to take a toll, and perhaps not only on your health, but on your marriage as well. I told Christine she needed to manage her own self-care more consistently, or she would end up sick. With reviewing the importance of belly breathing and a brief meditation, which can be practiced anywhere, anytime. I've discussed that in other episodes, and a mini meditation that only required 2 or 3 minutes of her time. Both the breathing and the meditation could help her calm down, tolerate strong emotions, and be more present. These methods would also help Christine better able to accept what is with greater clarity and grace. I also suggested that when she was with her mother and her mother was sleeping or resting, Christine could practice the breathing and meditation, and perhaps even add to the mix visualization. With the visualization, the idea for Christine was to focus on positive thoughts with a relaxed mind and body. For this is when the brain is most receptive to suggestions, to positive suggestions. She could focus on what was good in her life rather than her losses and disappointment. And just maybe there was a blessing in here somewhere. In any case, Christine needed to learn to take in what was good in her life and find a way to move through this challenging period. Over the next few months, Christine did find ways to create more space for herself. She joined the choir at her church, which reignited her love for singing and music. She and her husband, Louis, began attending a church group that met every other week for Bible study and a communal dinner. Besides attending to her spiritual well-being, Christine began taking Zumba lessons and early morning walks. She realized she needed to take control of her life now, even if it was not exactly according to her plan. With supports in place, Christine began to feel less depleted and more wholehearted about the care of her mother. Here are some strategies about how to self-nurture while caring for an ailing parent. First, seek out support. Your emotional health is not a luxury. Feeling emotionally supported is vital to being an effective caregiver. Consider seeking the help of a professional if needed. Burnout occurs when a caregiver's needs go unmet. Each of us needs our champions to get us through this difficult time. 2, care for yourself physically. Do what you must to get enough sleep, rest, exercise, good nutrition, and connection with others. 3, build self-care time into your schedule. Meditate, daydream, commune with nature, visit a museum or library. Continue to find ways to rejuvenate yourself so that you feel refreshed and have the strength to carry on without resentment. These activities need not be time-consuming. Remember, you only need 1 hour a day for you. Consider participating in a group with like-minded souls. Perhaps you can join a group with people facing similar circumstances, or one that feels meaningful in other ways that bring you pleasure, like music and dancing, theater, playing cards, singing, mahjong, or book groups. It's never easy caregiving and witnessing the deterioration of a parent. But this in no way means that you must sacrifice your own well-being during this process. In fact, neglecting yourself is harmful to you and compromises the care that you give. I recommend that as much as possible that you put yourself first on your to-do list so that you have the wherewithal to be your best possible self and be the best possible caregiver. I also strongly encourage having the conversation about the end-of-life wishes of your loved ones, especially the elders in your life. I hope this talk sparks you into a place of greater calm and energy. Please let me know if you have any comments or questions. I can be reached at my website, drrandykamen.com. And please note that my next retreat at Blueberry Fields MV will be Columbus Day weekend. Early registration will be open soon. I look forward to seeing you next week for another episode of Strategies to Spark Your Week.